Hey guys, welcome or welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, my name is Vish and today is a very special reading vlog. I was contacted by Hotkey Books and they have asked me to be a part of a book tour for the release of The Fall of the Argosi by Sebastian de Castell. And Fall of the Argosi is actually a prequel series to the Spellslinger series. Me and a bunch of other booktubers will be participating in this book tour promoting the release of The Fall of the Argosi on our separate channels. I am the first stop of the tour. I am so stoked. I've never done this before. In this reading vlog, I will actually be reading the first book of the prequel series, which is Way of the Argosi by Sebastian de Castell, and the second book is The Fall of the Argosi. I haven't read Way of the Argosi yet, so I will be reading this, and I definitely can say you can read the prequel series before reading Spellslinger series because we're only following a character that was in Spellslinger and we're just following her origin story, as you would say. It's Farius, by the way. Farius Parfax. We're following her origin story in Way of the Argosi because she's in Argosi, and I don't know what is in Argosi because it wasn't really explained in Spellslinger. It's very much like a thing that's shrouded in mystery, so I'm very excited to see that in here and also later in The Fall of the Argosi. But this vlog is just focusing on the Way of the Argosi. If you want me to do a separate vlog for Fall of the Argosi, let me know. I'm happy to do it. Hotkey Books also kindly sent me the physical copies of Way of the Argosi and Fall of the Argosi, but obviously me being in Australia and them being in the UK, shipping and all that, so it's taking a long time. Now that's all out of the way, I am so excited to read Way of the Argosi because I just finished Spellslinger the other day and this is so much fun. The world and the magic system is just so unique and it's not explained as much in the first book, so I'm excited to continue the series to find out more. But because the world building and magic system is so cool and so unique, I'm excited to see its history because obviously prequel series, so it's gonna go back in time. So I'm excited to see all the world building and history back then. And as I said, Farius, who is in the first book, her origin story is like shrouded in mystery. We don't really know much about her in the first book, at least. So I can't wait to find out more about her. She's one of my favorite characters. And also Rikus, which is the cat on the shoulder. He is so funny. I love him. I'm not a cat person, but I love Rikus. He's so funny and so sassy, and I cannot wait to see more of him in the rest of the Spellslinger series. But anyway, I'm excited to jump into this and just have a blast. So let's get into The Way of the Argosi. Hello, different day, same outfit. So I am now 21% into The Way of the Argosi and I am loving this. I didn't expect to love it this much, and it's such a different tone to Spellslinger. Spellslinger, it was just a fun time because Kellen was very juvenile and very childish acting, but then in here our character is very darker in tone. She has gone through traumatic events, so she's a bit more gritty and a more take no shit kind of person. So I am really liking that aspect that was missing in Spellslinger, and I'm enjoying myself. The writing style is again more darker in tone instead of more lighthearted in Spellslinger. I am really liking Sebastian de Castell's writing here more than Spellslinger, and I'm hoping that it's the same for his Greatcoat series because I really want to get into that. And so far with our main character, she hasn't really told us her name, but I know it's Farius because I've seen other people like Jade from JD Ray Reads talk about this book last year when it came out, and I think she mentioned it's Farius's origin story. But I really like that aspect as well because the character hasn't told us her name, but she's doing all this very dark things to other people and also going through very hard times herself. And to try and give you a synopsis, like I said, it's following this girl whose parents have been murdered by this age-old war between the Jantep and the Madek. And this girl and her family belongs in the Madek tribe, and because of this war that's going on, she has been running and hiding throughout this entire time, and that's where I'm still at the moment. She's still running and hiding and everything, and I kind of know what happens because of Spellslinger, like where she would end up, but I still want to see the journey, and I'm really liking this a lot, especially the writing style and the tone of the story. So yes, I will update you when I've gotten to probably the 50% mark, so I'll check in back with you later.
Don't feel anxious, don't feel shame. If there's a question, it can't wait another day. Don't feel like it's all in vain. I try to remember, it ain't a race. Breathe out, it doesn't matter anyway. Breathe in, it's about happiness in the air. Take it slow, watch the road, stop driving myself insane. End of the day, you got me indigo, dreaming. You got me indigo, dreaming. You got me indigo, dreaming. It's just this feeling that I'm letting go. Don't feel anger, don't feel rage. If there's an answer, it can't wait till another day. Don't regret making mistakes. There's no need, it's just the game. Breathe out, it doesn't matter anyway. Breathe in, it's about happiness in the air. Take it slow, watch the road, stop.
Hello! I am now 75% of the way through The Way of Argosi on my Kindle. I think I've already said in the beginning that we're just following Farius and her journey of becoming an Argosi, and a lot of things happen to her along the way. And Farius is basically telling you the story, so there's a lot of second person reference, or I think this could be a second person writing because she's saying, you know, you blah blah blah. So she's telling us a story, and I really love that because I love stories that are telling you the story. It feels very immersive, so I'm all for it. And with Sebastian de Castel's writing style, it's so quotable. I have highlighted so many quotes on my Kindle, and I usually don't do that. And also, I don't normally share the quotes, but I really want you guys to know some of the quotes that I really love. Okay, I'll let you know one of my favorites, which is, bravery is just another word for courage, and courage is holding on to what's right even when you want to run so bad you have to nail your feet to the floor just to keep you in one place. Daring is different. Daring is letting go. I love that. How cool is that quote? I'll just share one more of the quotes. So just context for this quote. They're just basically talking about this evil group of people, right? It's kind of playing devil's advocate and seeing their perspective. So the quote says, "Some are kind, some are cruel. They come into the world like the rest of us, knowing nothing and only getting dumber as they go along." That is so true. And as I said before with Farius and her journey of becoming an Argosi, so this is very much a character driven story instead of a plot-based story. I guess there is a plot that has started in the beginning, but it's kind of like a very minor plot. At least for now, I'm only 75 of the way through, and it's just a very minor plot. We're just following Farius's journey throughout, and it's still a very fascinating journey, and it's kind of like her journey meeting different types of people and how they treat her, and I'm just here for it, and I'm enjoying the ride and the journey. And in this story, without spoiling anything, Farius is kind of alone. She experienced these emotions of loneliness, and it reminds me so much of Addie LaRue. If anyone has read The Invisible Life of Addie LaRue kind of walks through the world while being lonely, and Farius kind of has the same emotion, but for me, Farius expresses more of that emotion, and we dive deeper into those types of emotions compared to Addie LaRue. At least for me, I thought Addie LaRue was okay. I know a lot of people love that book, but for me it was okay, and I think that type of emotion deep dive, I feel like Farius and Sebastian de Castell did it better. So if you're kind of looking for that type of trope in other books, this book definitely has it. And another trope that this book has is the mentor trope, and I think it does it very well, because in the Poppy War there's a mentor trope, and that mentor is kind of silly, goofy, and funny, and the mentor in this is kind of the same, just less goofy but more cryptic. I love cryptic mentors. They were hilarious. So this one definitely has it as well. And where I am right now, 75%, a twist just happened, and I did not see it coming at all. I don't think there were any clues leading up to it until literally it happened. So that was wild. So yeah, that's my thoughts so far. I am going to continue, and I will see you when I finish the book. Hello and welcome to the end of the vlog. So I finally finished The Way of the Argosi and I give it 4 stars. This book, oh my god, what a journey. I enjoyed the journey Fairies had to take from her traumatic childhood to where she is. I won't say now because obviously there will be a second book. I think she started off at 11 years of age and now she's 15. So a lot of things has happened to her within those years and boy, it was a traumatic time. This was a wonderful coming of age story and trying to find a footing in a place where you kind of the outcast and you're oppressed. And this story is also Farius trying to learn a way past revenge and hate and how to deal with those emotions and how to become an Argosi and what is the Argosi way, the way of the Argosi. And at least with the last 30%, there is a message of how powerful a name can be. And I love that message because a name is very powerful. You associate your name with your life, where you've been, your journey, your struggles, your joys, and it is such a powerful thing because it's your identity. It is who you are and no one can take that away from you. So yes, I really enjoyed my time with this book. I gave this 4 stars. I wish there was a bit more plot to this and I will definitely be reading more books from this author. Once my copy of The Fall of the Argosi arrive, I will definitely be reading that and also continuing on with the Spellslinger series because where we left off on The Way of the Argosi, obviously there's more to Farius' journey to where she ends up in Spellslinger. So again, excited to see more of her journey and I hope maybe there will be more of a plot in there instead of just her journey, which I normally don't mind. I feel like I just need to get to know the characters more and love them more, where not having a plot is not really an issue anymore, if you know what I mean. It's just really well written. I really like Sebastian de Castel's writing. I am very, very interested to see what he does in an adult setting because the Spellslinger series is YA and I feel like with adult we get into more nitty-gritty and more philosophical? No, philosophical? The word has no meaning anymore. There's a lot of philosophical discussion in Spellslinger and I'm excited to see all that in the Greatcoat series, which I do have the first book. So after I'm done with Spellslinger, I am definitely going to jump in to Greatcoats. Again, a huge thank you to Hotkey Books for including me in this booktube tour. I really appreciate it. As I said in the beginning, I am the first stop of the tour. Here is a little graphic where you can see who is next on the tour, which is Steph from Steph Loves, and I will link her channel down below, and as these videos come out I will link all of the videos and channels down below. And Jade will be interviewing the author himself, Sebastian de Castel, on her channel on the 16th of October. So exciting. We'll definitely be tuning in to that. Don't forget, the paperback of The Way of the Argosi will come out on the 14th of October, and also the Fall of the Argosi in hardback will be coming out also on the 14th of October. So get your books because, as I've said throughout this video, it is such a great series. If you've liked anything that I've said so far, I highly recommend this series. Like this video if you liked it, subscribe if you haven't. Thank you guys so much for watching and I will see you in my next one. Bye!